ready? Oh. Good morning, everyone. On today's show, I have some big updates and announcements because, ladies and gentlemen, I think I got this co-streaming thing down. It took a few days. It had a few road bumps and some issues. But as of today, I think we're full speed ahead, good to go. In fact, I'm sure right now, people on both YouTube and Kick are going to be comparing the two versions of the stream against each other today to see what's better. And I'm curious to get your feedback on that. But also today, we got a big news roundup when it comes to Xbox, because apparently a lot of stuff is shuffling around down there. And I have some big schedule updates that I want to make you all aware of so that people aren't expecting something that won't happen, but at the same time, you're aware of what games and stuff will be played this week because things are shuffling around a bit. And we're just going to chill before we play some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So, everyone, welcome to the show. All this and more on today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Alrighty, good morning, everyone, and welcome. It is Monday. Well, I lose track. I really do at this point. It is Monday, the 14th of October, 2024. I'm DSP. This is the Level 1 Podcast, co-broadcasting on DSPGaming on YouTube and on kick.com/DSPGaming Reel. I hope you're all having a good day and that your week has started well. If not, well, I'm sorry. Hopefully we can do something about that today with a nice chill podcast. And whether you're watching on YouTube or on Kick, hopefully you'll get an equivalent experience today. And we should definitely start today with an update on the co-streaming situation, okay? So I know that over the last couple of days, it's been a little bit rough, where we've had issues with the streams having stability. We've had issues with the YouTube side of things where I wasn't able to set up the streams ahead of time so people couldn't like mark the streams for notify me when it goes live or see exactly when it was going to begin or sit in chat as it queues up. And I also know that on the YouTube side of things, the actual massive delay that was happening because I used to stream at either low latency or ultra low latency. And then I had to go to normal latency because I couldn't figure out how to do it through the restreaming program, right? Now, on the Kick side of things, we had an issue when I was starting up the streams, it would just continuously, like, error out. It would go in and then go in and it was a pain in the butt because people were getting, like, 10 notifications that I was going live on Kick. So, as of this morning, I'm happy to announce literally everything that I just mentioned seems to have been fixed, okay? On the YouTube side of things, you guys should have ultra low latency, meaning you should have like no delay at all. You should be seeing me nearly live, okay? And in addition, if you didn't notice, the stream was able to get preloaded and you could be there early, okay? So hopefully you guys are having a better experience on the YouTube side. In fact, what I'd like to know is anyone who's on YouTube right now, because there's over 100 of you and climbing, could you let me know? Does it seem better? If you're comparing that with Kick, like what stream actually is better right now when it comes to that latency? Are they both pretty much the same now? Or is YouTube faster now than Kick? Because I put it on ultra low latency, which is the absolute best. And a lot of people used to say that that was like the best on the internet when it comes to latency. So I wonder actually if the YouTube side is faster now, right? I don't know. Good afternoon, Dark Souls Master. How are you? My morning's been going good. Thanks for asking. Okay. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is going smoothly and everything that I just said is true. I don't know because I'm not one of you guys watching the streams, but from my end, everything looks good. Also, what I started to do is when I go live with the co-stream, instead of clicking both at once and saying just go live on everything, I basically went live on YouTube first. I made sure that YouTube was stable, and then I went live on Kick, and it seemed to avoid the error where it's like buffering and then dropping and going up and buffing, you know. So hopefully this all is working well for everyone on both sides of the equation. Okay? So Cracker Jack says, over the weekend, it seemed like it was 30 seconds behind. Now it looks fine. So you guys are watching, someone's watching both, and they're about the same. That's what I need to know. And hopefully that fixed it. Okay? So moving forward, it actually should not matter which side you watch on. Either should be good. Now, some people still seem to think that one's better than the other. Like, for example, some people are saying the fact that you can rewind on YouTube is great. That there's a live stream. Oh, I missed a part. Let me rewind and catch up, and then I can fast forward back to the live part. You can't do that on Kick, right? Some people are saying on Kick, for whatever reason, it allows you to see stuff more quickly, or excuse me, see stuff more easily when you're loading. Like someone said, on Kick I can watch at the highest quality. On YouTube I can only watch 720p. It buffers if I try to go higher quality. That could be the encoding style that each company uses. I don't know. So I guess we will have to see moving forward. But I'm very curious about your experiences. I want to hear feedback. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it better on one? Is it better on the other? Right? I will say this morning, I loaded a bunch of new emotes onto the Kick side of things. So for those of you watching me on Kick, whether you are a subscriber or not, you should have a bunch of new emotes, including the DSP shirt rip emote from the other night when I played WWE Champions. That's the big one that everyone wanted, right? But definitely, you want to check out some of the new phrases and things that I added and a few more. For subs, I actually have some really nice ones. Like there's a second Jasper emote over there and stuff like that. So pretty darn good. Someone is claiming they tried to tip me and there was an error message. I don't believe them. It sounds like baloney, but I'll check anyway. First contribution of the day just came in. And it is from Game Ticker. And it's a €2 super chat. What or who got you into gaming and video games? As I've explained many times, it was my uncle. My uncle got me into games. And I visited him. And by the way, yeah, it was a lie, so I'm just going to ban that person right now. Good job, liar. When I used to visit my uncle for like holidays and stuff, going over his house, he was a techie guy. He was into a lot of different things. Like he was into trains and making like miniature towns with steam powered trains in his basement. But he also was into computers. And I remember going over to his house and he was playing some kind of a flight simulator game that was like wireframe planes and stuff. So I remember watching him. It blew me away. I'd never seen anything like it. And he was like, oh, if you like video games, I'll give you this. And he just gave me like the original Pong console that you plug into your TV and all it does is play Pong. So that was my first video game ever. And it was like just black and white Pong. So what I used to do is back then you could adjust the colors on your TV like with a knob. So I would turn it to like blue or neon pink or different colors and play colored Pong, And then later on, he gave me his Atari 7800 with a whole bunch of his games. And that's what really got me into gaming. So it was definitely my uncle. So thank you, Game Ticker. That's the first contribution of the day. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. If you guys haven't noticed, 17 straight streams where we have hit the goals. I don't know what's going on right now. There we go. The leaderboard was screwed up. There we go. So yeah. Guys, FYI, what's going on this week? I already talked about this earlier, but we'll reiterate. If we hit 25, which is 8 more streams, okay? 25 streams of the goals hit, I'm doing another special event for you. DSP tries it, the Chicken Big Mac from McDonald's. I have not eaten McDonald's. I couldn't even tell you the last time. It must have been like months and months and months ago. And I haven't had McDonald's on DSP tries it in years, all right? So I will do a very special Chicken Big Mac DSP tries it for McDonald's when we hit 25 later this week. The goal is thus the King's coffers of $150 of funding raised on a stream. And that includes super chats, super stickers, tips, and subs over on Kick. So on the YouTube side of things, any kind of contribution will count, whether it's a super chat, super sticker, or if you tip me. All right. And on Kick, of course, you know, the subs, which is the big source of support over on Kick. Now, also on Kick, if you guys want to tip, right, you could tip as well. The tip description is in the description of the stream, as well as you just look at the About page. That's the first link there is the tips link. So please take a look and consider contributing today. You'll get a shout out. I'll put you on the leaderboard, whether you're the top sub gifter on Kick, whether you're the top super chatter on YouTube, or the top tipper overall between the two services. You will get a nice shout out and notoriety on the leaderboard. Okay? Sounds good? All right. Cool, cool, cool. Now, I do have something to say in regards to that before we start talking about other topics, okay? The last 2 days, I've co-streamed on Kick. It's the first time I've done this. I've never co-streamed before. And yes, we had some issues with technical shit, and I've gotten it worked out, I think, now. I think moving forward, we're going to be good. But what I've definitely noticed is the vast majority of support that I'm getting has been from Kick. Meaning, people over there who have been subbing to the channel or gifting subs. I mean, no exaggeration, I've been crushing these goals. Every stream, I've more than doubled what I was looking to make. Okay? Now, I'm not expecting that to last forever. That's probably an initial thing where people are very excited that I'm on Kick and they want to support, but that's definitely not going to continue forever, right? We know this. But it's good, obviously, to enjoy it at the beginning here while it's lasting. So thank you to those over on Kick who have been supporting. I really am appreciative of you. But here is the backlash of that, or what I should say is like kind of like the double-edged sword of co-streaming and seeing this happen, okay? So FYI, here's how stuff works, okay? When you tip me, I get tips immediately. When you tip me through PayPal, I get it right now. And I could use it for anything. I could buy a game, I could pay a bill, I could buy some groceries, I could get some food for my family, you know, like via a delivery service, whatever it may be. I can use the money immediately for something. Hell, we could do a mega pull in WWE Champions, right? That's awesome. But not everyone likes to tip. If you contribute via YouTube, meaning a super chat, a super sticker, a membership, or a gifted membership, that is great, you know, great support. That basically takes a little bit of processing time. And what it is let's say you contributed to me this month, October. I would get paid for anything I make on YouTube in October in November 21st. That's when they pay me. Like the third week of the month of the next month, I get paid. So there you go. There's a little bit of a lead time there, a little bit of a waiting time. In regards to Kick, from what I'm to understand, and I can't confirm this yet because I've just started on Kick. Apparently, Kick takes the longest. So anything that I make now in the month of October, apparently I will get paid for on December 1st. Okay? Now you might say, well, what's the big deal about any of this? It's not really a big deal because if you're making a good amount, it doesn't matter where you're making it or how long it takes to get it. You're good. But I'm in a transitionary period here. All right? What I mean is, instead of having basically like half my income come in from like tips and stuff like that, and the other half come from YouTube, now I'm going to get a big chunk of it from Kick. And that's great. But what's happened is in the last 2 days, all right, as a ton of support has come in from Kick, I have noticed a distinct and sharp drop-off in support on YouTube and via tips. Like, it was literally all YouTube and tips that was hitting the goals every day, right? And now, you know, taking a look and it's like, oh, so I got, like, no lie, like hundreds of dollars from Kick and like $20 off of everything else. Now, you might say, well, that's not a big deal. You're going to get paid by Kick. You're right. In December, right? Keep in mind that I need actual, like, income to pay bills and shit now and next month, okay? So I have to get to December. When I get to December, things will be good. But I actually have to get there, all right? So I think what's happened is, and this is true because I've gotten a couple messages from longtime viewers in the last day, and they're like, yeah, this is kind of alarming because what's happening is your supporters on the YouTube side are just seeing that you're hitting your goals every stream, and they're like, I don't need to help Phil today. And because of that, you're not getting anything on the YouTube side or tips, and now you're not going to get that income anymore. Like, as long as you keep hitting your goals via Kick, you're probably not going to get support there. And that's alarming. You know what I'm saying? Because if everything goes to Kick, What am I supposed to do all November? Right? Like, what am I going to do? I need to still get income to pay everything in November, right? So, FYI, I hope that this doesn't mean that just because I have now a new streaming audience on Kick and people are supporting me on Kick, that this means that the YouTube audience will disappear for their support and the tips and things like that, okay? It is a little alarming and it makes me nervous. Now, maybe it's just me just being nervous because it's change. Because the truth is, people are afraid of change. Me too, right? I am. And maybe this is just something that's not going to be a big deal. After a while, once all the income starts coming in from every source, it won't matter. But the problem is I still got like a month and a half plus to wait for that to start happening, right? So, hopefully, everything is all right, okay? But all I'm saying is if you are someone who likes my stuff and you're still watching me on YouTube and you like the YouTube streams, nothing has changed. I'm still here streaming on YouTube. I'm the same guy making the same content. Just because there's another stream over on Kick doesn't mean that things have changed on YouTube. So please continue to support, because the last 2 days, it's slowed down tremendously, and that makes me nervous about the next month and a half, 2 months, okay? Now, don't worry. I'm not going to be bringing this up all the time, but I just want to bring it up now because it's an observation that I've made. It's something that my viewers are actually, observing as well. So please consider contributing. On the YouTube side, if you're watching on YouTube, again, super chats, super stickers, and tips, of course. Tips are great because I get them right now, and that gives me liquidity to do stuff. You know, moving forward here, being able to afford all the games coming out, all the normal stuff I got to do, I'm good pretty much through October, but it's November that I'm going to get nervous if there's no tips coming in. That's going to be a problem, all right? So please consider contributing if you can, all right? And then we got dumbass trolls trying to say, oh, he's scamming. There's no scamming, you fucking idiot. I'm not looking to get anything more. What I'm telling you is, until we get into a regular situation where the payments are coming through from all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? I have to freaking be a little bit cautious about this. I don't want my entire viewer base jumping over to Kick overnight, and now I have no income for 2 months. Get it? It's called common sense, but a lot of people don't fucking have it. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway. Thank you for understanding. For those who are listening, this is not going to be the whole stream. I just wanted to get this out of the way so we can talk about more positive stuff. And I'm sorry that I even had to talk about it. You know, I don't like talking about this shit. This is not me begging or asking for anything more whatsoever. It's just letting you know what's going on and saying, hey, please don't forget about me if you're on the YouTube side, because that help is going to be needed. And on top of that, like I said, the people who are on Kick are great, but that's a bunch of increase right now. That's not going to last forever, right? Like, there's a bunch of people who are very excited on Kick and they're gifting me subs and stuff, and that's very much appreciated, but I don't think that's going to be forever. That's a few days, and then it'll probably, like, level out, and then we're going to have that balance between everything, right? So, here we go. Thank you. I got a couple shout-outs to do. We've got Patrick, who just did a $10 super chat on YouTube and says, I will try to contribute here more often, you know, because remember, he's also Rend324 on Kick. Right. Now, here's the thing. Long-term, supporting me on Kick is amazing, right? Thank you for that. But, yeah, it does make me nervous that, like, I won't, you know, come next month. It's like, oh, crap, what's going to happen if I if everything is so much lower, right? So I hope not. And the thing is, because I'm bringing this up so early, I think we're going to avoid an issue. If I had waited like 3 weeks till the end of the month and now I'm like, oh shit, now I'm seeing this, it probably would have been a problem. But because I'm talking about it now, I think that we're going to kind of head it off at the pass, so to speak, and it won't be as big of a deal. So thank you, Patrick, very much for the $10 super chat. And then it looks like Zombie2665 became a member this morning. Thank you to Zombie for the membership. Excellent. All right, so FYI, to give you guys some of an idea of what the spread is like here. Right now, currently on YouTube, we have 266 viewers, 31 likes, guys. Let's get that up to 50 likes on YouTube today. The engagement helps a ton on YouTube. It really does. It lets people find me. So please like the stream if you haven't seen it yet, okay? Or if you haven't liked it yet is what I meant to say. Thank you. And let's get some YouTube side support, some super chats, and some tips, all right? Let's get our first tip of the day up on the leaderboard. Let someone get a tip in right now, all right? Excuse me. On the Kick side of stuff, we currently have... Hold on, I want to load this because Kick tends to freeze. I knew it. It said we only had 60 viewers. I refreshed. We have 92 viewers. So 92 viewers on the Kick side of stuff and increasing. So that is excellent. Thank you guys over on Kick. for hanging out. And thanks for those on YouTube for hanging out. So essentially, we have just under 400 viewers and climbing on the show today. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. On Kick, do the emote. Jade, good morning. How are you? Jade, good news, Jade. I fixed all the YouTube side stuff. There's no more delay. I can talk with you right away with no latency. So you just said yo, and I can say hello, Jade, right away. I fixed it. It's not like a giant delay anymore. And I'm happy that I figured it out because I was nervous about that. I didn't want the YouTube side to suffer, and it looks like everything's going good now. Okay. All right. So now, what I'd like to do is move on from the whole streaming topic right now. And what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about the schedule for the week because the schedule is about to change based on a few different factors that are going on that I want to make you guys aware. All right, so let's do it. Today, schedule is the same. Today, it's going to be Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. 3 hours of gameplay after this podcast ends. Finally, we get to do it as a major stream as opposed to just the couple of hours that I played the other day. The first hour was a tutorial, which really sucked. You know, in that regard, thankfully, we're going to actually get a good chunk of gameplay in today, which is, you know, I apologize because, you know, I played it on Saturday. I was expecting to do a lot more gameplay than I did. I didn't get to do a lot of the gameplay that I was planning on doing because of the tutorial being so long. So FYI, yes, I will be playing that today, okay? A lot, by the way. And then tonight, on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, it's the continuation of Silent Hill 2 Remake, which I'm very excited to continue. We haven't played it now in several days. Last time around, if you remember, we had just finished the Abstract Daddy boss fight, which was incredibly better than the base game. Like, it was dramatically improved from what it originally was in the base game. And I'm very much looking forward to playing more tonight on the late stream, okay? It should be great. I'm really excited for it. And, you know, I think from what people were saying, I'm into the second half of the game, but maybe heading into, like, the final third. Maybe another 2-3 streams to beat it. So that's good news, right? Okay, now, that's today's streams. And yes, all of that will be co-streamed. Everything will be good. All right? Now, in regards to tomorrow, all right? FYI, tomorrow always was up in the air and was confusing, and I didn't know what was going to happen. And at this point, I don't like having confusion. I don't like having uncertainty, right? I like telling you guys what's going to happen on a stream so you know what's happening. I don't like to overpromise and underdeliver, all right? So here's what's going on. Originally, my plan was to have Boogie on the show tomorrow as an interview. I've been talking with Boogie about this interview for months, okay? And I'm very excited to have him on the show. I think it's going to be a great appearance with a lot of stuff to discuss. I've been trying to lock this in for the longest time. And we keep talking a little bit on Twitter, back and forth in DMs. And he keeps saying he wants to do it, okay? But he keeps saying he's busy. So I keep telling him, well, let's lock in. I gave him a bunch of dates for this week that we could have done. And he said he wanted to do tomorrow. And I was like, okay, great. So let's lock it in. Here's the, you know, the time. Send me your Discord, all that. Days would go by. Then he would DM me again and be like, oh, that time, is that Pacific time or is that my time? And originally I said Pacific time. Like, it's right there. And I was like, it's Pacific time. Can you send me your Discord? If you send me your Discord, we can friend up there. We can talk more there rather than these Twitter DMs that apparently you don't respond to well. He never sends me his Discord. Days go by again. So finally, last night, I look again. He still hasn't said, responded, or anything. And I'm like, dude. So I went back to him. I'm like, listen, I get it if you're busy. I want to lock this in for my audience. I don't want to have it as a maybe, maybe not, and then people are disappointed. So it's this simple. If I don't hear from you now and it's confirming you can do it, then let's just schedule it for the future. And send me your Discord so we can talk there about it, right? He doesn't respond till this morning, like 10:30 this morning, and he says he still wants to do it. He's going to do everything he possibly can to be there tomorrow, but also he's doing stuff for LOLCOW Live, and that takes his attention and takes more priority. And then he proceeds to still not send me his Discord. You know, it was when, all right, when I had my interview with Keemstar, right? And when he was trying to explain to me how it is to work with these guys, like I figured I knew what he meant. And now I've seen it firsthand. Like, to try to work with these people is like, it's like you're trying to handle a live eel, right? It's like, all I want to do is talk to you. No, who's wiggling around? You're like, fuck. You're trying to grab the thing with like, whoa, whoa. Like, come on. Like, can we just sit down for a minute and have a conversation and lock this appearance in? And that way I can 100% fully announce it to my audience and say it's happening. Instead, it's like every 3-4 days he responds and he still doesn't give me the information that I need, that I've asked for, so I can lock this in. It's getting ridiculous at this point. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. I don't want to have to talk with Keemstar about this, because I shouldn't have to, right? Like, I should be able to talk to Boogie directly and be like, hey, appear on my show. And he should be able to say, okay, here's my Discord. And then I add him and then we talk on Discord, we lock in the time and we're good. I don't want to have to talk to Keemstar about it. I don't think I should have to. I think that's kind of messed up. But at this point, it is kind of getting stressful and being annoying that I can't lock in a simple appearance. It doesn't make any sense that I can't lock in a simple appearance. You know, I've done it with other people, no problem. So why can't I do it with Boogie? Why is this becoming so difficult, right? So quite frankly, I told him this morning after that, I messaged back and I said, dude, since it's not 100% a go, we're going to reschedule. Because I'm not, he can't 100% confirm, then I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit here waiting for him and he's not there. I don't even have his Discord. So literally right now, if I wanted to have him on the show, I can't get him on the show because he hasn't sent me his Discord yet. So I told him, let's work on this further. Okay? So I'm just telling you right now, I'm postponing the Boogie appearance. It's not tomorrow. I'm not wasting everyone's time, mine and yours. Fuck that, right? So what we'll do is we'll wait, and I'll let you know if and when I hear from him again, if I can lock this in. I mean, literally, if I can't get this guy to work with me, and I gotta talk to Keem, I might have to. I don't want to. I think that's very stupid. I really do. I think it's really, really dumb. But if I have to do it, I guess I have to do it, right? So we'll see. But for now, no, there's no Boogie appearance tomorrow. I wanted to do it, but I'm not wasting everybody's time because it seems like it's going to be a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what are we doing tomorrow? Well, what I would like to do is get really far in Silent Hill 2, because this is the game that, you know, is getting the most attention. I was liking the most. I want to finish Silent Hill 2 this week, for sure. So I think we should actually play Silent Hill 2 as the main daytime stream tomorrow. And then Tuesday night, we should return to Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, because I haven't now played it now in over a week. So that'll be a way to jump back into that and get it back into the schedule. I feel like Dead Rising we're almost done with. Like, we're right on the edge of finishing it. I just need to get around finishing it and putting it back into the schedule, okay? So that's what I'm thinking tomorrow. A full day of horror gameplay. More Silent Hill 2 on the day stream. Dead Rising on the late stream, okay? Now, I have a major announcement about Wednesday, guys. Please listen up. This is important. On Wednesday, I am not doing a daytime stream. It is for personal reasons, all right? And it's not reasons that anyone needs to know but me. So I'm not doing a daytime stream on Wednesday. That means no Level 1 podcast and no gameplay stream during this time period right now, okay? Now, I will be doing a late night stream on Wednesday around 7 p.m. Pacific time of WWE Champions, okay? And it will be the midweek Zombies event in WWE Champions. And we'll get hyped for it, and it's going to be the same rules as always. If I hit my support goal, then I will actually do a poll and see if we can get new characters, zombies, and the like. Currently, we have Bret Hart zombie from this month, so he's going to help a lot in events. We currently have the Sami Zayn zombie. We have a lot of zombie characters, so I'm curious what will be the midweek event this week to see if we can get far in it and get a lot of good stuff, okay? So no daytime stream on Wednesday at all. But then Wednesday night, WWE Champions will be the late stream, okay? Thursday, there will be a full normal day of streaming. We'll have a Level 1 podcast in the morning, and then it's going to be more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero on Thursday. And then Thursday night will either be Silent Hill 2 or Dead Rising, depending on how we feel and how far we are in the games. Like, let's say, for example, we're on the edge of beating Silent Hill. Then we'll probably do Silent Hill. Or if we're just about to beat Dead Rising, then we'll probably play Dead Rising, all right? And then Friday, which is my final consecutive streaming day of the week, the day stream will be up in the air. It could be Silent Hill. It could be Dragon Ball. It could be Dead Rising. I'll leave it completely open for whatever is more appropriate and whatever we can finish up. And then Friday night will be Friday Night Fights, the glorious return of Street Fighter 6, which we haven't done now in like weeks and weeks and weeks. And when I did do it, it was Terry Bogard. which a lot of people didn't like, including me. So it'll be better to go back to the characters I'm actually good with and have fun again. Okay? So that is what I'm doing this week. FYI, today, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Silent Hill 2. Tomorrow, Silent Hill 2, Dead Rising. Wednesday, no day stream, WWE Champions on the late stream. Thursday, Silent Hill 2 to try, or excuse me, Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero, and either Silent Hill 2 and Dead Rising at night. Friday, whatever we think appropriate to finish a game, and Friday Night Fights. And that means Saturday is my day off from streaming, and my goal is to try to make Saturdays my main day of streaming, or day off from streaming every week. I want to have Saturday off every week. Now, that's not always going to be possible. There's going to be some weeks when I need to have an appointment or something, and it has to be during, like, you know, a weekday. And if that's the case, and that has to be my day off, then that has to be my day off, and I'll let you know. All right? But I'm going to do my best here to try to schedule everything around and make it so that Saturdays are the day off moving forward. That way I'm always here for 6 straight streaming days, and there's no confusion. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Garth wants me to play with Honda. Rend wants me to play with Bison. And there's actually a Bison emote over on Kick that he used with me in the Bison hat. So there you go. Okay. So, and by the way, so because people are already asking what's going on Wednesday, it's this simple. It's personal stuff. It's behind the scenes. It has nothing to do with anything you guys need to know about or be involved in. Period. All right? Like, period. There's no reason for me to even discuss it publicly. So just understand, and please, respect that. All right? Please don't keep, like, bugging me and trying to figure out, like, a fucking super sleuth, what's Phil doing on Wednesday. It's none of anyone's business. Okay? Fair enough? All right. Thank you. I think I'm owed that level of at least privacy and respect. All right. Okay, so let's see how we're doing now before we move on to our news topics for the day. We got almost 300 viewers on YouTube and 46 likes, guys. Let's get that up to 50 likes right now. And let's get our first tipper of the day. We haven't had a single tip yet. Let's get a tip in for support via YouTube or via the Kick viewers. On the Kick side of stuff, let's see how we're doing. Got about 80 viewers on the Kick side. Is that true? Because I can't tell because it fluctuates, but I don't think that Kick's leaderboard updates properly. Yeah, we got about 80 viewers on the Kick side. So we got about, just again, around just under 400 viewers between the two, which is excellent. But you know what I'm noticing on the Kick side? We haven't had a single sub. Not a single sub on Kick. What is going on here? Let's get some subs over on Kick. Come on. Let's get someone to give some subs and be the first person to make it to this leaderboard. And remember, the stuff on Kick that's going on. All right? Number one, if you gift 25 subs on Kick, you become part of the VIP club, which means you get an exclusive badge that you will have forever to show that you are one of the early supporters of the channel. Number two, if you pay for your own sub and become a legit subscriber, you become part of the Founders Club, which has another unique symbol. It's number 1 that you get in the chat, and that shows that you are one of the original subs of the channel. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on, the support side of Kick. Let's get that rolling, shall we? Alrighty then. Alrighty, everyone. So, ready to continue on with the show. And today, I do actually have some gaming news to cover for all of you, if you can believe it. We haven't had this in a few days, and there's a few various different things to talk about and cover. So, and by the way, it's all on the Xbox side of things to talk about today. So let's go ahead and zip over to the news. And the news is that a shy cat, Jasper, has finally meowed live on stream. No, that's not the news, but that's funny. So we have 3 different pieces of Xbox news today. First of all, Xbox has announced a partner showcase that will be happening on October 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that would be Thursday at 10 a.m. Will I be here at 10 a.m. to watch that? No. I'm not going to watch that live. However, when I do broadcast that day for the Level 1 podcast, if there's been any new awesome announcements or interesting things going on, we'll cover it on the show. Maybe we'll watch some of the trailers and things that they're going to talk about together. In fact, they talked about a few of the things that they're going to talk about. Alan Wake's 2's next expansion, The Lake House, which we don't even know when it is. They claimed it was October, but didn't give it a date. Well, maybe they'll finally give it a date. A new trailer for Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Remember that one? A peek at multiple bosses in the dark fantasy game Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. What the hell is Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers? Isn't that game that I said it sounds like Wu-Tang, and everyone's just going to call it Wu-Tang? You know that's all everyone's going to... I mean, it's too close to Wu-Tang. How the hell could you call it Wu-Chang? Right? And then it also claims there's going to be multiple world premieres and titles coming to Xbox, Windows, PC, and Game Pass. So, I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm interested to see if there's going to be any new announcements or anything. So, yeah, this Thursday I will not be watching it live. However, if there is big announcements or updates or anything, we'll be talking about it on the show that day. So hopefully you guys will come by that day for the podcast and we'll get caught up on everything. Okay? A second piece of information, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, as well as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Warzone, are all coming to the cloud with Game Pass on October 25th. So if you're get one of these Game Pass, I think it's Ultimate you have to have, like the highest tier. Yes. For Game Pass Ultimate members, if you have the highest tier of Game Pass, on October 25th, you will be able to basically play all the most recent Call of Duty content without a console or a PC. It's just going to be streaming over the internet via the cloud. Now, do I have any confidence that this will actually work? Not really. Here's the thing. If you were telling me that they were going to be doing cloud streaming for, say, an offline game, right? A game that didn't need to have an internet online connection and needed to have, like, amazing response time or whatever, right? I'd be like, not a big deal. But Call of Duty absolutely needs to have a great internet connection. It needs to have, your internet not being shared and stuff like that. Do you really honestly believe that people, especially in the United States, where our internet infrastructure is not equal across the board, there's different companies providing internet, and they're all different. Some are faster, some are slower, some are, you know what I mean? Do you really think, excuse me, do you really believe that this is going to work? This reminds me of Google Stadia, where Google was so confident that this was going to work that they sold all these devices and they got everyone set up and everyone subscribed to it, and it didn't work, so it didn't sell, no one bought it, and then they went out of business, right? Like, I like the concept of cloud gaming. It does work. To clarify here, it does work. I did try PlayStation Plus Premium, what was it, 2-3 years ago during the summertime when it was slow, and I tried a game like Infamous 2, and it worked. Now, it wasn't crisp and clean. It wasn't. It was a little blurry, and there was a little bit of input delay. But it's an offline game, so it doesn't matter. When you're playing a game that's online, and you need to have incredibly fast response time, and you need to have it be reacting to everything that you're doing, right? You seriously can't have cloud streaming affecting that, right? You can't. You need to have it be smooth. And I just don't foresee this happening. Maybe there'll be a few people who will have it good because they have great internet where they live or whatever. But for the most part, I think the average person who's trying to cloud stream the game and play it online at the same time, they're not going to have a great experience. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm very curious for those who are going to try this. Like, obviously, I'm going to be playing it on my gaming PC. I also have an Xbox Series X. Why the hell would I cloud stream, right? I would much rather run the game on my local device, have all that processing load be given to the device, and then just have the internet worry about the latency for the connection for the gameplay. I don't want to have to be streaming the game as well. So, I guess we'll see who's going to try this on October 25th. I would certainly love to hear from anyone who's actually going to try the cloud streaming. For me, the cool thing is I had forgotten that Call of Duty moving forward was actually going to be on Game Pass. 100%. It slipped my mind. So I was thinking I was going to have to buy Call of Duty at the end of the month, but it's like, nope, I already have Game Pass Ultimate, so I'm just going to get it, which is cool. Now, FYI, a little bit of an update on my Call of Duty coverage. So I will be obviously doing the online day one. Like, I'm very excited to play the online play of the game on day one when it comes out on the 25th, okay? Also, the game has zombies, Warzone, has all this extra stuff, all right? I'm in conversations to possibly do some zombies gameplay. And I'll let you know once I've solidified and locked that in, because people have asked me to play zombies for a while, and I haven't played it in many years. And I think even if zombies doesn't catch on, or if I don't enjoy it that much, at least to say that I tried it a time or two, co-op with some people, is better than just ignoring it like I have for many, many years. So I will let you guys know when I have more info on that, but I'm definitely looking forward to maybe trying the zombies, because, by the way, they're returning zombies to its round-based form this year. Last year, they did this really weird thing with zombies that was like open-world zombies, and everyone said it fucking hated it. Like, why did they change it? It's returning to form now this year. So I'm definitely going to be giving zombies a try at some point, okay? As for Warzone, like, yeah, I want to play Warzone, but I hope that it's updated, because if you remember what happened last year, Warzone was the same exact thing at launch, and then they updated Warzone months later to be different. Well, I just want to play the different one. Like, I don't want to play, excuse me. I don't want to play the old Warzone that's already been out all year. I want to play the brand new one, right? So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, all right? Cool. All right, so you thought that was all the Xbox news, but there's another shuffle going on over at Microsoft. Rare's Craig Duncan is going to become head of Xbox Game Studios as Alan Hartman retires. Hartman leaves after a 36-year career and included forming Turn 10 and launching the Forza series, right? But here's the thing, and I think we can all be very honest here, all right? Xbox is in a rut right now. Xbox has not been doing well at all. We think they're making awful decisions. They're spending all their money to buy Activision Blizzard. Then they're laying off tons of people. So it's pretty obvious that the management at Xbox is not doing a good job. Right? And basically, Hartman has been kind of an interim guy. If you take a look here, Hartman is best known for leading and forming Turn 10 in 2005, the studio behind Forza. He stepped up to lead Xbox Game Studios last year. He also worked on a hit Microsoft franchises, including Age of Empires and Fable, during a 36-year game career. So now he's leaving. He's completely retiring. And we're going to have this other guy, Craig Duncan from Rare, come in. So Rare, he's been the head of Rare for 14 years, overseeing the studio's Kinect titles. Yeah, they didn't do well. The Kinect titles did awful, right? And it launched the live service Sea of Thieves. Yeah, when it launched, it was atrociously bad. It was empty, bare bones, a crappy game. It took them about 2 years to get enough content in the game that anyone cared about and to finally get a player base, right? So it's a little bit weird, right? Because they're kind of like touting this as like a big announcement. It's like, so a guy who basically took over for a year and did absolutely nothing as Xbox is falling apart is leaving. And then a guy who's been running Rare, which hasn't done anything really significant in the last 15 years besides launch a bare bones Sea of Thieves at launch and thought it was good, and it took forever to turn it around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. Does this make you feel confident? This shakeup at Microsoft, does this make, wow, the new leadership, right? You know what? It reminds me of a lyric. Here comes the new boss, same as the old boss, right? It just seems like all they're doing is they're shifting around the same people who've been in charge and have done an awful job into different, fucking positions. But who cares? It's the same people, correct? Like, why don't they, instead of having the same people shift around and continue to make the same bad decisions, actually take in some people who are like, new and aren't there in the management structure of Microsoft as it is? Someone who, like, knows something about what the industry wants? Like, just listen to this. This guy, Duncan, who literally has done nothing but make Sea of Thieves for the last 15 years, his new role will now encompass Xbox teams including Halo Studios, The Coalition, Turn 10, Playground Games, Rare, Obsidian, Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games, The Initiative, Double Fine, Exile, Undead Labs, World's End, and more. Duncan will report into the president of Game Content and Studios, Matt Booty. Right? So, I don't know, man. Like, to me, this is like a non-announcement. It doesn't seem to me like this is something that's going to help Microsoft at all. If you had told me, oh, we brought someone in from outside of the Microsoft hierarchy to take up the reins of this Xbox of Game Studios because we have a bunch of studios developing games, but no good games have come out from these studios. Take a look. Halo Infinite comes out great, big disappointment, right? Redfall, complete waste of everyone's effing time, right? Like all these companies, Ninja Theory, are you kidding me? the friggin' Sinuous Sacrifice or whatever, it sucked. It wasn't even as good as the first game. The games that they're coming out with are not as good as games they previously made. So we need to have someone in there that's actually going to be tracking the projects, to be making the companies be on track to make good games. Who is doing that exactly? It ain't fucking Phil Spencer, that's for sure. It ain't Matt Booty. No one's doing that. They're just letting these studios make games. The games come out and they're not very good. And then, oh, well, you know, gaming right now is in a big downtrend, a downward spiral, a big decline, and that's what's going on. No, you're just not making good video games. And then when people make a good video game, like Hi-Fi Rush, they lay off the entire studio, they close it, and fire them. So that's what I mean. It seems to me like the people who are in charge are awful. They're making terrible decisions. So why are we shuffling around the same people? Sarah says, Microsoft will only ever hire yes men. If they hired someone with balls, that person would demand all the yes men leadership team are fired. You cannot have a team of yes men in an industry like video games. You just can't. Like, I'm sure there's some industries where it works, right? But in video games, you have to be following the trends. You have to be listening to customer feedback. You have to know what people want, because these games take so long to develop and have such giant budgets at this point. You need to know what's going to be worthwhile. And these companies instead aren't doing that. You got the guys like Yves Guillemot, right, who don't know shit, and they're run all of their franchises into the ground chasing other games, like turning Assassin's Creed into Witcher, right? Or spending an insane amount of money on stupid fucking Skull and Crossbones, which no one was ever going to like or play, right? It's a joke. So, yeah, I hear that story. I'm like, oh, there's going to be a shakeup at Microsoft. Let's see. And then I read the story. I'm like, it's like non-news. It's actually bad news. Someone's retiring, and someone else who already has failed for the past 15 years is now going to take their spot. Well, that doesn't give me confidence in any way, shape, or form that this is good news for anyone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on over there. Okay. All right. So, guys, that is the news for today. That's pretty much what I had for you guys. So, we have a little bit of extra time. What I'd like to do is open up the stream to some Q&A and obviously shout-outs for contributions. Now, guys, we've now been streaming for about 45 to 50 minutes. And I want to say thank you to those who are still watching. We got over 300 viewers on YouTube with 52 likes. Let's get that to 100 likes by the end of the stream, everyone. If you're on DSPGaming right now, please click the like button. I got all the technical aspects worked out. Everything should be working fine now. Please like the stream. The engagement is key. Thank you to Patrick, who did the super chat earlier, as well as Game Ticker. Let's get some more super chats in. And we got one new member today with Zombie. Let's get some memberships. And, of course, tips. We have no tips whatsoever. So let's get our first tip of the day. And on the Kick side of things, we have no contributions at all on Kick right now. Let's get someone to at least subscribe to the channel and become part of that Founders Club. All right? Let's keep this momentum going right here. Let's keep that momentum going and keep it going all week so we can do another fun DSP Tries It this weekend, right? Okay, so what would everyone like to talk about today? Please tag me in the chat. I'm curious to hear all of your thoughts on stuff going on right now. Jade wants to know, how did the React stuff go yesterday? It went pretty well. It was my first co-streaming day for reacting, and admittedly, we had a little bit of a new audience on the Kick side who had never seen the React stuff before, and it was nice to have. It was nice to have a new group have their eyes on the React stuff. And in reality, I would say I actually had a little bit better discussion during it because we had the new group watching. Overall, the attendance was a little bit higher than what I normally would have had, and the support was outstanding. The support was great for the React stuff. We hit all the goals again. So, good stuff there. Did I hear about Game Freak getting hacked and all the Pokemon leaks? Yeah, but I don't care. Like, who gives a shit? No, really. Like, I mean, like, the Pokemon leaks. Who cares? Like, Pokemon is kind of the same thing forever. It's these monsters that people catch and control, right? You play the games. I get it. I like them. But I'm not, like, such a hardcore fucking Pokemon head that I'm like, oh, I need to see these leaks and micro-analyze all the lore of every Pokemon as if it's really important, because it's not, okay? And I need to see what's going on, because some people are like, did you see that there's sexual content in the leaks? I don't give a fuck. I just play the games. I don't need to sit there and microanalyze the lore. This is the equivalent of the people who go crazy over like Five Nights at Freddy's. But what about the fucking sister locations, alternate dimensional tear where the other robots from the other side crossed over in the multiverse? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a shitty horror game. Get it? Like, why are you hyper obsessing over the lore? Right? What are you talking about? I don't, so when it's like, oh, there's a leak of the Pokemon shit, like, I don't care. Like, so what if there's a leak? Does it even mean, if you see a leak of stuff that's not even in a game yet, does it matter? It doesn't even mean that it's ever going to be in a game. It's just lore that was pre-written that may or may not even apply. It's basically like glorified fan fiction. It's dumb. So I don't care. You know, like, I don't know how people are even talking about this, right? Exactly. Ellipsian says, the important thing is that employee data was leaked and not the Pokemon. You're right. That's actually the truth of the matter here. What's sad is that apparently all this employee data got leaked, but no one's talking about that. Everyone's talking about, oh, did you know that this particular Pokemon has a story where it crossbred with humans? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, you weirdo fucks? What the hell kind of take is that? Are you, like, you really bizarre people out there. It's almost like you were looking for that because you were interested, right? You were really interested to find that. You really were interested if that ever happened. You're sick. No one gives a fuck. Right? Like, what the hell, dude? No, I didn't look into the leaks. This is all on social media. You have to understand that I follow the trends, and you just scroll through and you see the stories, and you try to read them and understand them. And this is what people are talking about in the story. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, are you kidding me? It's the weirdest shit. But that's why I'm not talking about it. Like, who cares about that? Right? So there you go. Richard, good morning. How's it going? I should check out the Time Splitters Trilogy. I'm aware of the Time Splitters Trilogy. Excuse me. I'm aware of it, but I've never played any of the Time Splitters games. Okay. What else? Anything more interesting than weird Pokemon fan fiction leaks? Sarah says, I hope you check out Wise 10. It looks really good. Yeah, but isn't this just another lengthy JRPG of which I'm skipping because people, I can't get attention for them? Again, I really, really tried with Metaphor to get an audience that would support the game, and they would not, right? John, I'm excited for more DBZ today. I hope I can get the controls down because the game is so complicated. This Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is very complicated. And I played an hour of the tutorial, and by the time that I went to play the real game, I'd forgotten the tutorial because it's too much. I really felt like the game should have been simplified. They made the controls so complex, assuming you had played like all the other games in the series. So what I got to remember is, like, how do you counter the counter? So if I'm attacking with a combo and they counter, you got to counter the counter with your own counter. Or if they attack you, you need to counter. And countering is either B or holding B. Or if they're attacking you and hitting you with a combo, you can push in right thumbstick to kind of like combo break. But also there's another counter that's up and X. But I have to remember to use those. But my problem with the game right now is that if you even hit the enemy once, if you didn't notice during the Vegeta fight, he just immediately counters it. It's like, wait, what? I'm hitting you. And you break out of it? So, but this is the first fight. So why is this happening in the beginning of the game? I could see if that happened like hours in and now you got to learn advanced tactics. This is like the beginning of the game. You're just trying to do your first combo. No, he breaks out of it. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what did they do that for? It just doesn't make sense. So I guess we're going to see what happens today. See if I can get better at it or not. I honestly don't know what's going to happen, right? As I keep playing it. Yes, I know that there are multiple routes in story mode, but I don't know how to get them, and I don't think I'm going to get them because it seems like a lot of people are saying you need to know the optional criteria and be really good at the game and beat it fast. I don't think that's going to happen, right? Yeet Mania says 2 of the 3 Time Splitter games are actually on Xbox backwards compatibility. It's interesting. Eviscerating says YouTube sadly doesn't like RPGs. To be fair, you haven't tested the response to RPGs on Kick. I mean, I've only streamed on Kick 2 days, right? I've only been on Kick 2 days. So, yeah, you're right. I haven't really seen yet what's going to happen on Kick. You're absolutely correct. But at the same time, I've only been here for 2 days, so, you know, you don't know exactly how it's going to go. In addition, as you guys can see, I think that the honeymoon period of streaming on Kick is probably ending. As you can see today, there's been 0 contributions on Kick's side. The first 2 days, people are all super hyped. Today, nothing on that side. So you see what I'm saying? Like, I think it was a period of overabundance of hype for me being there. And now that I'm here day 3, it's like, oh, okay, Phil's just there now. But that happens with everything, right? Ren says, with Silent Hill 2 Remake having 8 endings, after the playthrough, can we look up other endings? I don't know. It's up to you guys. That's up to you, not me. Walk Warrior Real says, Kick audience is more mature and they like RPGs. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. Mr. Machiavelli says that he thinks Dino Crisis 1 is coming to PS1 Classics on PSN. If so, that's cool. That's a game that I never finished. I've only played like the first hour and a half of twice. Tub says the director of iRobot is planning to sue Tesla for stealing his designs. Is that true? That's pretty funny if that's the true. I wonder what designs exactly he thinks they tried to bite off of or copy. Jade says, Friday, will you do Bison in Street Fighter 6? You know, I don't know. Friday, basically, I'm playing one of the 4 characters that I'm good with. Now, here's the thing. Since Terry Bogard came out, they rebalanced the game. They nerfed Bison slightly. They made his scissor kick not as good. Okay? They made Dalzim better. They made it so that Dalzim's punches and kicks, like medium punch and medium kick, are faster and better, which is moves that I used to use all the time anyway. Now they're improved. And overall, people playing Dalzim are saying he might be, like, dramatically improved compared to the previous version. He's actually a much better character now. So I almost might want to play with Dalzim. I'm very undecided at this point what I want to do yet. I'll have to think about it. But I'm definitely playing with one of my big 4, meaning either Bison, Blanca, Honda, or Dalzim. It's going to be one of those 4 that I play with on Friday. Okay? Wow, my first tips of the day have finally come in. We got a $1.02 tip. This person is being stupid and trying to cause drama, so I'm just going to ignore him. No, really, like, if you want to try to cause drama, I'm just going to completely ignore you and never address you. I mean it, too. Like, I'm not going to bring up drama shit just because you want to talk about it and you tip me $1. I don't give a fuck. Like, you're trying to be stupid. Just like all week, no exaggeration, all fucking week. People have been trying to cause problems between me and Kino Casino that don't exist. It's not going to work. We don't have any problems with each other. You know, Ashton makes a silly video about the Krabby Patty and razzes me in it because it's a joke that makes the detractors go crazy. And the detractors are so dumb, they actually think it's real. All right? Just because you're dumb doesn't make your twisted reality real. You're just dumb. Right? You get it, right? Like I said, I am working with those guys right now on some ideas, and we're working on scheduling them to make it happen. What makes you think that anything that you're thinking is real? You're dumb. All right? So, no, I'm not going to shout out this tip because it's stupid. I received a $5 tip from Tractor. All right. Well, our first tip today is from Tractor. Now, let's see if I can get my animations to load. No. I guess I got to try to reload. It's not working at all. Wait. Oh, did it work? Nope. It's all screwed up. All right, let me see if refreshing fixes it. Nope. Wait a minute. Do I not have YouTube pop-ups enabled? No, I don't. What happened? My YouTube pop-ups aren't enabled on my stream. Hold on. I got to find them. I must have accidentally unclicked. There he is. Let's do that again. I was like, I must have accidentally unclicked it. There we go. So thank you to Tractor for our first tip of the day, a $5 tip. No, up to 17 bucks in support for the stream today. Thank you. Okay. What's my favorite Sonic game? Still Sonic 2. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Sonic 2 is just such a classic that I played so many times, and I actually was like a master of it back in the day. I could beat it so easily, and I love the music and everything. So yeah, Sonic 2. Are the Kick people weekday wages? No, I don't know. We still have just around under 100 viewers on Kick. So it's not like, oh, they're not on the stream. It's just that they haven't contributed yet. You know what's funny is that this morning, someone had said, I forget who it was, someone had said we want to do a competition today. Who will support Phil more? The people on the Kick side or the people on the YouTube side? Literally every contribution right now is on the YouTube side. Every single one. We've got none on the Kick side. So right now, YouTube is absolutely winning. For sure. Spawn Killer, yeah, like Kino Casino and I have talked about maybe some games we can play together. We're not sure if we want to do Chain Together again. You know, now, maybe later. We're thinking about different stuff. Don't worry, we got some ideas. Well, I have a surprise costume for a Halloween stream. I'm doing a Halloween stream, and yes, I'll have a costume. And I'm not telling you what it is, so I guess it is a surprise costume. That's what you want to consider a surprise costume. Okay, what else do you guys want to talk about? Surprisingly, people are quiet. I'm on 2 different chats, and people are surprisingly quiet today. What is going on? Did I hear that Terrifier 3 is a very gory movie? You mean like the first 2? Yeah, that's the point. Like, isn't that the actual point of the movies, is that they're just gore fests? Over-the-top murder gore fests, right? Is today Canadian Thanksgiving? If today's Canadian Thanksgiving, well, anyone who's in Canada, happy Thanksgiving. I lose track of all these various different holidays all over the place. I really do. So, happy Canadian Thanksgiving to anyone who celebrates. What's up, Lucky Gremlin? How are you this morning? No, I'm not going to do Creator Wrestler Royal Rumbles. I'm done doing WWE stuff for now, but maybe in the future. But I have no plans on doing anything in a WWE game anytime soon. See here. Hold on while I do a little bit of moderation. Let's see. Did I see the video of Elon Musk's rocket landing? No, I don't care about Elon Musk. Lily or Geef, bad or good now in Street Fighter 6? Lily, they still have not fixed. They did nothing for Lily. There's now been like 3 balance patches. They still haven't touched or improved Lily. It's like they gave up on that character. They just don't give a shit. They're just like, whatever. We know she's the worst character, so just leave her the worst. Don't even bother touching her. It's pretty sad that they refuse to update Lily in any way that makes her better. Zangief, they nerfed a little bit. Because they said that they felt like what they had improved the last patch made him too good. So now they've nerfed him a little bit. He's still good, though. If I was to cosplay a Dragon Ball character, who would I choose and why? Of course, it would be Boo, the original fat Boo, because I'm a big blob, and I already have the body of Boo. Can't you see? I already have the body of Boo, so it would make sense for me to cosplay as Boo. No, in truth, I probably would want to be Hercule. I think that would be funny to be Hercule, who is also known as Mr. Satan. I think that would be funny. Lady Charisma says if they make it more simple, it would be more almost like Xenoverse. The complexity of the Sparking Tenkaichi games was part of the charm, but I can get it coming to new can be hard. Yes. Escanor says, I heard people were leaving and throwing up from the new Terrorizer movie. There you go. What are some of my Game of the Year contenders? I don't know. I would have to go back and actually look at all the games from this year because it's been a whirlwind wild year. And for me, like it's been, the last few months have been so weird, right? With things changing for me, for the better, obviously, but definitely changing. And all this changes that, like, I've lost track of everything going on this year. This year has been the most weird and different year for me in ages when it comes to the kind of content I'm making, the people who actually are not hating on me anymore. It's just nuts. So You know, it's just so wild that I can't keep track of everything. I don't remember the games I played. I have to go back to my playlists and see what I played to talk about that shit. And remember, I do it at the end of the year. Either like the very end of December or early January, I do my game of the year countdown as well as my most disappointing games of the year countdown, and I will still do that this year as well. That's coming. Yes, I figured out how to raid on Kick. They don't call it raiding, they call it hosting, which is bizarre because that's not what hosting means. Hosting means you have people on your channel watch another channel on your channel, like you're hosting their channel on yours, but that's not how it works on Kick. On Kick, when you click on the host feature, it basically just sends your viewers over to someone else's stream. That's what I've been doing is on my first stream, on my late stream, if I'm going offline but Kino Casino is online, I'm sending the viewers over there, check them out. So I don't know why they call it hosting. It's really not what it is. That is a raid. So yeah, I know how to do it, and I've done it a couple times now. Okay. Tub says, well, with Phil skips so many games, his game of the year wouldn't be credible anymore. I skipped so many games because I can't play them all. You understand that, right? Like, there's just too many games. There's no way that I could possibly have played all of these games in the time frames that they came out, and with the fact that people aren't even really interested. Like, how would I even be able to do that, right? What is Layers Bar, Lucky Gremlin? Never heard of it. Anyway, guys, if you're on YouTube, we have over 300 viewers. Let's get some more likes on the stream. The likes are free. You click, it helps. It's instant. It gets engagement. Please, let's get some likes on the stream. And let's get some support, guys. We've only had a couple super chats and one membership. Let's get some more YouTube side support. Thank you so much to Tractor for the first tip of the day. Let's get another tipper there to unseat Tractor as the top tipper. And let's get this momentum going. Right now, we have stalled massively. Let's get the momentum going with the King's Coffers. And guys, on Kick, we got nothing. No support so far today on Kick. Let's get some support over on Kick. Okay. Liar's Bar. Sorry, it was a typo. What is Liar's Bar, Lucky Gremlin? Jade said he would like to see 18 today. Yeah, Jade, I don't know. We got it. You know, we're doing the story mode for Goku, and I don't know what that entails. Like, I don't know how long Goku's story will go. If you remember the Android Saga, Goku was sick, right? So maybe the Android Saga wouldn't be considered Goku's story. Maybe it's considered Gohan's story because Gohan took a front seat for the Android Saga. I don't know. Or maybe that's the Trunks Saga, right? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see as we play through the story of the game. A Zangief player won ETC. That's cool. That's cool to hear. I know that Zangief's been dramatically improved with this last patch. Liar's Bar, huh? Wonder what it is. Liar's Bar. I'll have to look into it. Maybe I'll look into it right now. I seriously keep forgetting that I have a PC right now. I can just look shit up. I always forget this. Liar's Bar on Steam. Hold on, let's take a look. Dive into a multiplayer online experience set in the sketchy bar where the games are as dangerous as the patrons. Join a table of 4 and test your skills in Liar's Dice and Liar's Deck, where lying and bluffing are the key to victory. Ready for a night at Liar's Bar. It's an early access game. So FYI, don't you remember this? Liar's Dice was in Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, remember that? Full version is coming, but there'll be 2 more games. Is this what it looks like? Or is this what it looks like? This is what it looks like, so what does it look like this for? Damn, did he just kill himself? What the? Why are they murdering each other? Crazy. Look, he blew his own head off. What the heck? Well, that's weird. The character voices are generated by artificial intelligence. Oh, no. Oh, it's interesting. Like, Liar's Dice is fun. I remember playing Liar's Dice in Red Dead, and I liked it. Maybe that would be an interesting suggestion. Maybe I'll bring it up with those guys, see if they're interested. If it could be a good game. It's only $7, right? Okay. Sour Nipples. Give me $1.25. When are you getting a haircut? I haven't seen your hair this long in a while. I think we still aren't getting haircuts till like November. Keep in mind that my wife takes care of that stuff, and especially this time of year, it's harder to get haircut appointments and stuff because a lot of people, like for the holidays, they have shit going on. So I honestly think we're not getting haircuts till like sometime in November, and I don't even know when. So my hair is probably going to be growing out a lot longer over the course of the month. It's Russian roulette rules? Damn. What's my favorite Dragon Ball saga? I think I always said Cell Saga, right? Because it's basically 2 sagas in one. Although some people consider Android Saga separate from Cell Saga, but I think they're the same. You know, because they were going one way with the androids. And you're like, oh, so that's going to be the plot. And then all of a sudden, halfway through the android plot, Cell shows up, and the whole plot flips on its head and changes. And I liked that. Like, that was a very unforeseen twist that they did during that saga, and I liked it. So that's why I think that's my favorite saga of Dragon Ball. It wasn't straightforward where you knew where it was going the whole time, right? No, Kat has not been playing any games recently. Nothing has interested her. And I keep asking her, is she interested in anything? She's like, nah. Like, I even offered, I told her, I was like, listen, my Xbox Series X is just sitting here collecting dust. I have a gaming PC now. You can play games on the Series X whenever you want. She's like, all right, I'll let you know. And she hasn't taken it. She doesn't care. So, no, she's not playing anything, and there's nothing really to talk about in that regard. How is the ghost doing today? I think the ghost... sorry, I think the ghost is doing fine. FYI, every week I'll be changing these animations around, which I did, as you can see, for this week. And also, my setup for November should be pretty cool. I have several different things that showed up I'm going to put into the background for November that will be different. In fact, I'll tell you this. I'm probably going to be debuting a brand new light up element. Meaning, I'm probably not going to have the game over sign or the ghost in November. I'm probably going to have something new. I'm debating if I want to have this for November because we've now had it for 2 months. So I'm actually thinking that maybe we should get rid of it and maybe bring it back another month. That way it's not the same thing every single month. But I have some cool stuff for November. So you guys should like it. I should like the Tournament of Power arc. I don't know what the Tournament of Power arc is. It's not in Dragon Ball Z, right? Dragon Ball Z ended with Buu Saga. Yeah, exactly. Yak Almighty says she doesn't want to play the new exciting DLC for Starfield. We both got the deluxe edition of Starfield to play it early, and neither of us have played the DLC, nor do we care. And by the way, have you seen the reviews for the DLC? They are abysmal. Like 5 out of 10. Everyone hates the DLC. They're like, dude, it's exactly the same as the main game. It's not interesting at all. No effort was put into this DLC. What are they thinking? It's like, wow. You want to talk about a game that's dead on arrival? That's actually the definition of Starfield. Like, it might as well have never existed and nothing of value would have been lost. That's just so sad. For a game they apparently put all that time and effort into, they just didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Yeah, I'm curious if she'd like Life is Strange. She said she looked at the new Dragon Age and isn't interested in it. I know she's not playing Metaphor. I did suggest it to her. I told her about the 12+ hour demo, but she hasn't really cared. So, you know, it's probably just there's a situation here where there just hasn't been a lot going on at all with gaming of high profile. Like if you're into Call of Duty, you're probably excited for the new Call of Duty, right? If you like horror games, you like Silent Hill 2. But for her, there's really been nothing that's piquing her interest, so she doesn't care. And, you know, if something does happen that she's interested in, you know, I'll let you know. But there's no reason to ask me, is she playing this game? 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 No. You can stop asking. I don't know why you're pestering me with these questions about if my wife's playing anything. She's not. Okay? Am I going to play the new Fatal Fury? I have no idea. Is there a chance of unveiling my Halloween costume on Kino Casino stream with Ashton and Andy? We already have plans for something. Just that's what I'm going to say. Like, we already have plans for something that we're going to be doing by the end of this month together on a stream. That's a pretty special event. But that's all I'm going to say because we don't have it 100% locked in yet. Okay. Chance on one Goat Simulator remastered stream? What? They're actually making Goat Simulator remastered? What the hell does that need to be remastered for? That's confusing. Ugh. I don't know why I'm yawning today. Maybe because it's a little stuffy. Let me check to see if the sun is out today. If it's not, I would actually like to get some fresh air in here for a change. Because we were supposed to have clouds and rain today, but it was like full sun this morning. Give me a second to check, everybody. Oh, it's cloudy. Wow. For a change, I'll actually be able to get some air in here, which I haven't been able to do in ages because it's been pure sun outside, like nonstop for like a week. It's ridiculous. It's supposed to be October. We're supposed to have cooler weather, rain, clouds, autumn stuff. No, 75, 80-degree weather and full sun. It's like, what the? It's October. Today, finally, we have October weather. Maybe today I'll finally have the blinds open. Like, oh my goodness. I hope so. Ugh. What's my favorite Halloween candy? Anything with chocolate. Literally anything with chocolate is what I love. I'm a chocoholic. StarCraft is getting a remaster. StarCraft 1? I mean, that's an amazing classic. StarCraft 1 is such a great game, and I played it a lot back in the day. I liked it so much, I played the campaign more than once. 7-Star Samurai says it appears Dragon Ball Super series that continues the story after Buu Saga and Dragon Ball Daima started on the 11th, which takes place after the Buu Saga. Am I going to play Mario and Luigi Brotherhood? I don't know. I don't even know when it comes out. Right now, we're busy with a ton of games that we got to get through this week into next week. Next week, we've got a ridiculous amount of games coming out with the Shadow the Hedgehog, Call of Duty. There's another one right after. I think it's Life is Strange. And then we got my Halloween event. And then there's more games the next week, right? Plus, there's other games in between. I'm not really too concerned about those games past that. I'm concerned on what's right ahead of me. Plus, keep in mind, I got stuff cooking, Casino that we're probably going to be doing by the end of the month. So with all this stuff going on, you know, it's going to be a very hectic stuff trying to get through all these games and everything. I'm not thinking about other games right now. What's up, Game Boy? Welcome to the stream. Am I really playing Life is Strange? Yes. I played Life is Strange True Colors, and I actually really liked it, right? And this is the continuation of Max Caldwell's story, right? And that's the original character from the original game, and the original game was great. So as long as they're continuing that plot, I'm down for it. It was Life is Strange 2 that was terrible. And the Before the Storm also was really bad because there was no power, so it just made it boring as fuck. Tubs, dude, I thought you hated it. Did you fucking watch? No, really. Did you watch the playthrough? If not, why would you think I hate it? Why aren't you? What a silly thing to say. Ay, ay, ay. Yes, Akuma is still incredibly strong in Street Fighter 6 and always will be. He has all the tools, so. I have no plans to play Mario Party, no. All right, so today I'm co-streaming, all right? The quality on both sides should be equivalent. I'm curious, is anyone watching both and is either Kick or YouTube ahead? Because YouTube should now have ultra low latency, but Kick always had low latency. And as for quality, a lot of people are saying different things. I'm just curious, like, what do you guys think is the better experience on your respective platforms? What do you think is the better experience right now between the two streams? Freezy Pop says Kick is better quality. And when you say that, what do you mean? That's a good point. Okay, here's what we're going to do. That's a good point. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to raise a certain amount of fingers on my hand. When you see that number of fingers, type that number into the chat. Okay? And this is going to test response time. All right, so ready? Type this number into the chat right now. Type that number into the chat right now. It was exactly the same. No lie, both chats had 3 at exactly the same time. So I guess their latency is equal. That was wild. It was 3 at the same time. Okay. Well, that was a good test. So now we know they're equivalent. There's really no benefit time-wise to be in either. It's your own personal preference. Keep in mind, on YouTube, you can rewind. So that's cool that you can rewind it. Yukon Cornelius says, I like the emotes on Kick, but I like that over here on YouTube, it's more troll-free. There's a lot of slurs and bullies over there. I'll go back and forth. Yeah, because you got to understand that Kick is now the new platform, right? It is. And for me anyway. So, just like with YouTube, when I was streaming on Twitch and I moved over to YouTube, at first, YouTube was the Wild West. It was just everyone there was a troll. Everyone was being stupid. But what happens is after a little while, you clean it up. You get the stuff in place, the moderation, the rules, and then it calms down. And once it calms down, then it's fine. So, you know, just like anything, growing pains and getting used to stuff changing, but that's all it is. It's not like, oh, Kick is atrociously bad or anything. It's just you need to get that in line with what I mean, this is 3.5 years of work on YouTube to get YouTube what it is. You see? Haha. Kick scares you with all the emotes? I think the emotes are fun, but admittedly, they're very flashy, and they can be distracting. I 100% agree with you there that, like, you can get your eyes, like, oh, your eyes are distracting or whatever, right? So, Beastin' over on Kick, if you're so worried about rules, then why, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are the rules? Oh, what can I do? What can I say? Do you notice that you haven't been moderated or anything yet? So just don't do anything stupid. Don't fucking bring up detractor memes. Don't insult me. Don't insult my wife. Don't be dumb, and you won't be moderated, right? It's pretty simple. Like, it's not like rocket science or anything. So just be chill and you'll be good. Don't have malicious intent towards people and you'll be fine. It's not all that big of a deal that we need to have 17 pages of rules written somewhere, right? Just be a normal human. I realize for a lot of people that's a very daunting task. To be fucking normal is like the most weird out there thing. You mean I can't just constantly be a fucking scumbag turd, shitting on everything constantly and being a jerk to everyone around me? No, generally that's not looked upon as a favorable way to go about life. I'm just saying. Probably a bad idea, you know? Thank you, Darth Fig, for a $2 super chat. Ready to redo the tutorial? Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's start it right over. That sounds like a good idea. Let's just do the entire tutorial over from the start. That'll really put the butts in seats and get people excited for the game today, right? Oh, yes. Of course. And by the way, I felt very refreshed this morning drinking from my officially licensed, branded, double-sided Level 1 podcast mug, available on darksidephil.shop right now. It's almost like drinking from a custom-printed, branded mug enhances the flavor of the beverage inside. It's very delicious. I love it, and I'm really, you know, just saying, if anyone has ever wanted to look at a mug, it might be one to look at. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Jupil. I'm glad that you've liked my content from the past. Yeah, there's no point to being... Listen, if someone is telling a joke about me or razzing me, I don't give a shit. It's malicious stuff about my family or my reputation. You know, people that come in here and say the most dumb detractor shit, those are the people who get moderated. It's that simple. You just act like a normal person. No one's going to get moderated. I mean, take a look. I have minimal moderation. Minimal. Other people's chats are all like on lockdown and shit, and I don't do that. I'm the opposite. I used to have all my shit on lockdown, and I've eased up so much over the years. I just don't really care anymore. You know what I'm saying? I relax. More relaxed, and everyone just have a good time, right? Yeah. Psycho Kid Gaming says, hey, if YouTube doesn't work out someday, you have a shot in marketing. Yes, the slap chop. And, what was that stupid squeegee thing? I'll sell those. See, like, literally, you're going to say, well, who's Phil going to moderate? This guy whose name is literally racist on Kick, saying something slanderous about me that's not true. That's who I'm moderating. Dude, the guy's name is racist, and he just made something up about me that's messed up, right? Of course he's going to get moderated, right? Like, Yukon Cornelius still says my original Heavy Rain playthrough is one of the best on the internet. Sounds great. I'm glad that you liked it. We reacted to it earlier this year over on my DSP Throwback channel, and that was a great react project for sure. We had a ton of fun. Yes, I've had Chinese steamed buns. They are great. What's it officially called? Dim sum? Yeah. Amazing. Am I ready for more challenging fights? I mean, Darkside Chris, I've barely touched the game. I think I need to get a handle on the controls right now, because I don't think I really have a handle on the controls, and now I got to try to remember them. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess, but we're focusing on it for 3 hours, as opposed to an hour that was thrown away because I had to figure out the dual streaming, and then an hour of tutorial. Now I get to actually play the game for 3 hours, so I feel like I'll do better today. I just find it hilarious that I beat Grade A Vegeta with only a few tries, with a very simple strategy when so many people were raging at the game and apparently rage quitting this guy. I can't imagine why. It's just basic gameplay. People can't figure it out. Modern gamers are just terrible. I'm sorry. When Darkside Phil is playing better than the majority of people who played this game, that's sad. You know, what is going on? No, I didn't buy any Nintendo Switch Online controllers. As you know, I haven't played anything on the Switch in ages, and Nintendo World Championships was fun as filler during the summer, but we just don't have time for it anymore. All right, Darkside Chris, he says, sadly, I'm at work. I can't watch, but I'll be back for some night ones. It's all good. By the way, guys, we're about to adjourn the podcast, FYI. So thanks for hanging out with me, the over 300 people on YouTube. It would be great if we get some more likes. We're at 71. Let's get that to 100 likes. Thanks to those on Kick who've been watching the podcast as well. Still about 90 people over there. And all we're going to do is we're going to take a very brief break, and then I'm going to jump into Dragon Ball. All right? But, guys, again, the goal for today's stream is $150. We're at 20. Any support would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Excuse me. So thank you in advance. You know, great way to support today would be tipping, because tips have been way down over the past few days as we've gotten so much support from the Kick side that the tippers kind of went away. It would be great to get some of that momentum back today if you could. Okay? All right. Did Fed Roger let me know about his Kick name yet? I don't think so. I think he had said originally, like 3 days ago or 2 days ago, he'd come in here, but we thought he was an imposter, so we banned him. But now I don't think he ever asked me to unban him, so I don't know what his name is to unban him. I also don't even know where the banned list is on Kick. I saw it once randomly, but I don't know where the hell it's hidden. It's hidden in one of the 20 menus on the dashboard. Okay, guys, let's end the show. Thank you for a chill show today. I hope that you all enjoyed. I'm glad that we got the bugs worked out. And now I'm glad that we have no delay and we got the stream set up ahead of time like they used to be. Basically, we're getting into a real flow here, which is good. Once we get this to normalcy that I'm doing the dual streaming, I think it's going to work out even better. All right? All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Tomorrow, keep in mind, as I said, we're not going to have any interview. Instead, it'll be a normal show, but hopefully we'll have some news and things to cover and some hot topics. Maybe I'll actually look into some detractors for variety tomorrow just for fun. Thank you guys so much for watching the Level 1 podcast. I'll see you Tuesday.